who had 15 solo blocks, second on the team with 80 of them. We glance back at the 2022 campaign, speaking of what they expected her to bring to the table this year. Contributors, yes. You see the congratulations, Borum fell to Clemson in 4 sets on that Friday contest. First time around, and coming right on through in an effort to attempt to pull away here. We mentioned how tough it had been with the Irish. Had notched the 1 dig prior to that initial kill she has secured. Lofted up. And then driven home. Virginia with a visual of that. You could really sense it the last time the Cavaliers were home in that highly anticipated Commonwealth Clash contest against Virginia Tech. You think about the way Nicole Drunick to put it back in action for Notre Dame. Right in the middle and driven home. And Borum back to put this in action. One of these two teams getting ready to put in to effect a chance to claim away this opening set. The Cavaliers having done enough to try to put this one in the who's column. And a block up front, somehow kept alive initially. Another solid job right up on the tape by Virginia. In the end, this kept aloft. Very nicely done by Notre Dame initially to keep that point going, but in the end, it will be the Cavaliers with the work up front making the difference. Maryland, it really is that group that has introduced themselves to the Virginia faithful across the course of the year. Key pieces coming in and trying to fill some gaps for the Hoos. Much in sight, the final stages of the regular season now are for these two teams. Elevates the importance of this match for Virginia and Notre Dame when you consider Cavaliers opening up their final homestand of the year. Now 3 here at Mim Gym. The one you're watching, followed by Duke on the 17th, and then NC State on the 22nd, and the home season is done. So this more than just that match that Virginia's trying to use to get back in the win column, make it a little bit of a streak here at home. It's the last chance to set the tone for the home season. Out there to a turn of the 13-9 advantage. And the Cavaliers get Palazzolo leading the ACC, 3.9 kills per set. The conference with 4.6 at one point per set as you work your way into the week. Handling the service here for Notre Dame. Back and forth between these two, nicely handled, and a strong delivery. To Notre Dame trying to rip a page out of Virginia's playbook from that prior meeting in South Bend by taking the second set as a visitor after dropping the first set, and the visitors coming in trying to split those first two by notching the second. Not a new refrain this year between these two teams if Notre Dame can close it out on the threshold of 20 here. Though Virginia's answer is true. And this laid out. Harmony Sample out of Louisville, Texas for the Irish to serve. Worked across, the block true. That's going to work behind Virginia's back line, and Notre Dame with a count of 25-19, having taken the second set. Virginia blocking game up front, pulling the Cavaliers even. Benitez and what freshman has been able to accomplish for Notre Dame. Mentioned the service aces earlier in this one today, and now lofted up into the middle. Joust setting up there right at the tape. And a point. 25 digs to anchor the D in that Florida State contest. Felicia Yan over the Virginia block. And a strong kill right in the middle. There is Abby Tadder, who has been the headliner. Some solid work done on the serve line by both teams, grabbing your attention as well. It's even at 21 apiece, and Virginia will take the 22-21 advantage on this one. Cavaliers now seeing potentially a finish line in sight, and service for Lee again. So a push for a sprint to three to some degree for these two teams all of a sudden. Looking to keep the set alive. Notre Dame looking to take command in the match at a 2-1 split. Handle on that back line. Driving effort to keep that going for Virginia. The joust at the net handled beautifully, and this rally continues remarkably enough. And just worked across inside that Virginia front line for Notre Dame to claim it. 26-24 for an 8-7 Notre Dame lead. You can make it 9. That was a match in which the total team blocks ended up at 7 apiece on the day. So it was an even category when the teams met just a month or so ago. Speaking of, on cue, here's another block up front. So that lead holds steady for the Irish at 14-9. And a Virginia point as they work it off of contact up front on 13 total attacks in this one. There's Tadder still leading the way with 19. Borum right there with 13 among the Virginia headliners. And here's another Notre Dame response. Saw her come near side on your screen. 14 kills for her, 19 for Tadder. What a combo they've been for Virginia. Lofted across. Another flying save, valiant effort for Virginia. Rattled down. Barrow keeps this alive. Dug out nicely again. 70 of those for Virginia, 74 of them for Notre Dame. Talk about the good work defensively. One of the better of the rallies we've seen in this fourth set. And the point, Virginia. Johnson, who has one of the 5 aces for UVA, all 5 of them coming from different contributors. And that speaks to, fourth set-wise at least, the Who's have provided an answer. Set back, and this time Virginia there to block it home. Send Reagan Trueblood out, the Illinois native, to handle the serve. Out of the timeout. Could not have placed it any better had you walked it over to the other side. And while the Irish have designs on winning in 4 here inside Mim Gym today, the Cavaliers now pushing toward forcing a 5th. Notre Dame having secured each of the last 2. And set point for Virginia. This is kept alive by Notre Dame. Boy, brilliant work for Notre Dame just to keep the possibilities in play. And Virginia will, in fact, an indicator of how the margins have been so small between these two teams throughout the course of the afternoon. And just when it appears as if one team's going to take a little bit of an advantage, this matchup as a key, and finding those kills as really the foundational piece that Virginia continues to need to grow into moving forward as this program takes its next steps. Well, certainly led in that category here today before finishing up on the road at Virginia Tech. On the Notre Dame side of things, regardless of the ultimate outcome here, return home on Friday the 17th to take on Wake Forest, and then finish up on the road at Florida State on Saturday the 25th. But in effect, Tyga Million, and then the Virginia block right there in the blocking game, as is the case here of that fourth set after returning following a difficult ending to the third for UVA. Cavaliers keep this aloft. Right into that Notre Dame block. Received by Notre Dame. So now match point there for the taking on either side. Try to set that up. Wrapping those bookends around the back-to-back set victories for Notre Dame. Put this in action. Down the line it goes, and Virginia is going to be awarded the point, and an ACC home victory for the Cavaliers has been secured.